Today we are going to look at how to transform or convert a much larger area of lawn into a pollinator habitat, still with minimal effort of establishing a wildflower presence. Same as before, we have newspaper, we have a water source, in this case I have a hose today, and we have some sort of soil or mulch component that we're going to use to cover over the paper. Today I'm going to go from the edge of this bed under this tree all the way where I marked out with the hose just to over here. And this is going to be the strip where I lay a line of paper. So again, we take pretty good amount of thickness of paper, and I'm just going to put it under the hose a bit because it's a nice thing to do too. So if it was a windy day, you wouldn't have to worry about your paper blowing away before you had a chance to water it down. If I wanted this to be wider, you know, I could orient it more like this way, but can always do that at a later date. But I just want to have these be kind of really easy to do because then everyone can do them. Like children can help, and if you're you can take your time with it, you know. So if you're more elderly at all, you know, you can lay out the paper wherever you want. But like I said, this is for a larger area, but it's the same method for whatever space you're doing. Our paper laid down, you wet it. It's so, I've been watering for a bit. You want to make sure the paper is super soaked. This part now we're going to cover over the well-soaked through newspaper. In the front yard, when I recently made a very small bed, I used some soil I had just from old potting soil. This is a bit of an experiment. Back here, because there's this long space and I don't happen to have any soil on hand easily, but these leaves I had pretty easily on hand when I noticed them the other day in the gutter just a street over. And since it's not for food, we don't have to worry as much about if it's like, oh, what if there's, you know, some stuff on the road or whatever. It's going to be for flowers. So I'm actually going to use the leaves to cover it all up, with the thought of maybe adding a little bit of minimal soil after that point, but also realizing these will become soil. Since I'm wearing gloves, I'll just do this pretty thickly. But you don't have gloves, if you can use a tool like a little, one of these guys. If you have something like that. But you saw then, gloves are nice to have. Again, this is a whole line of leaves along where the wet paper was, so that's all covered up. I'm going to use this garden rake to kind of smooth it down to a level. And you know, this is something you can still do by hand, but I figure if it's more even, then it's that much easier to establish the bed. Because what this will eventually be is a strip that we plant with wildflowers. In this case, this is partial shade, so we can do flowers that are good for those conditions. And it's a pretty nice wet spot back here too. The way this is all going to be pollinator habitat is from here on, we will not mow. We won't mow the lawn at all. Just let it grow as it does. Where there's the hill there, that little bit of hill, we didn't mow that at all last year. And different little things came up, and it just kind of lay down. It was easy to walk on after a while. It was just natural paths. So this year we're going to extend it even more up to where these wildflowers are. The nice thing about wildflowers, especially the native ones that are perennial, they'll start seeding this area too. So you see, you can end up pretty easily and readily with a pollinator habitat, stressing the wildflowers in front, that will eventually let a large area just be like a beautiful meadow, depending on the conditions. This is a big area. Imagine if this was a sunny front yard. You could do the same thing. So we will mow, less than we would if we were doing all that, but we'll mow up to the point of this bed, but then from then on we won't. So you can still have a tidy, mowed area, however large or small you want, your row of wildflower, and then no mowing the rest. But it'll all grow in ways, and then eventually over the years more and more seed into wildflower. So just imagine where we see so much lawn, here's an easy way to let it all turn back into pollinator habitat